Hey guys, Dantix here, bringing you some brand new Star Wars Outlaws information. Today, pointing out the top and most interesting mechanics I found while playing the game. Star Wars Outlaws is a surprising title from Ubisoft, and I definitely feel more massive entertainment vibes than Ubi here. I'm hoping for great things, especially as a Star Wars fan, so let's get right into it. In Star Wars Outlaws, gaining skills and abilities isn't as simple as leveling up and dropping points into a skill tree. Instead, you'll need to find experts across the galaxy in order to help you grow. Each expert will have multiple skills that they can teach Kay, but learning isn't just a matter of finding the experts. Once you find them, you'll need to gain their favor, and you'll need to do tasks in order to unlock skills. For example, we see here the bartender. Kay has unlocked Cantina Brawling, which lets her execute melee attacks. Next is Lock Picking, which lets her obviously pick locks. The next skill she can unlock is Fast Talk.
I was just leaving.
You'll notice that it has unlocked conditions to use takedowns on distracted enemies and defeat enemies with melee. So in order to unlock this ability, you need to, well, thematically learn the ropes. In the gameplay, we search for a gun slinger in order to use a very Fallout, VATS, or Red Dead Redemption style ability to line up shots in bullet time and take out targets marked. So gaining abilities in Star Wars Outlaws will have you exploring the galaxy and utilizing systems in order to get more powerful, instead of giving you flat experience and a skill point to blindly grow your character. This is an attempt to make the world more immersive and let you live out your outlaw fantasy. You can explore a multitude of planets, but you aren't locked on the ground. You can use your starship, the Trailblazer, to explore the space around the planet systems. You might be taken there in the story or simply opt to explore. You can scan the area of space by clicking in the right thumbstick, highlighting points of interest. In this case, you see a Pike freighter under attack by pirate starfighters, so yes, you can engage in space combat. On the top is information of the target. In this case, it's a hostile pirate-affiliated DF-11 Scourge. So you can see at a glance if it's a gang ship, so you don't attack and lose rep without realizing it. Since you help defend a Pike ship, you get credits, but most importantly, Pike reputation, taking it from poor to good. Your ship can be upgraded combat-wise through masters, like gaining the ability to rapidly change directions, or by building your ship a turret. You can also upgrade your ship cosmetically.
Turret activated, Kay.
One down.
You may have noticed that Nyx follows Kay wherever she goes. He isn't just there for looks and is pivotal to gameplay. Nyx can scan an area to reveal targets, essential if you want to effectively stealth around or find points and items of interest like key cards. He can also steal from targets. First, you can see the status of your enemies. One such stat is their wealth. Cartel members are usually poor and therefore can't be robbed for credits, but you can rob wealthy targets. Also, if you see a key item on a target, you can stealthily steal it from them with help from Nyx. He'll run out, steal it, and bring it back to you, letting you do the whole mission without firing a shot. The best players will be utilizing Nyx to his full potential. Here we see Nyx being sent to detonate this barrel. It looks like Kay is shooting it, but it explodes on its own, taking out a trooper. If you didn't get a good look, here we see it again. You can wait to hold the bumper in order to get Nyx to detonate the barrel just when you want him to. It might not seem like much, but look at the detail here. Nyx runs through an NPC's legs. This kind of pathing, as someone who knows a bit about game design, would have been a nightmare to implement. Kay is never without her trusty blaster. It has the plasma module to deal damage, an ion module to stun targets, disrupt shields, and overload droids. It has a stun setting which takes out most targets in one hit, but has a long cooldown. Kay can equip other weapons, but you may notice here that they are temporary, having limited ammo, or well, I guess a limited amount of heat you can handle before you have to abandon it. The devs implementing weapons this way means that other weapons you get can be tuned to be more powerful than if you always had them on you. For example, this one comes with its own personal shield generator and absolutely tears through stormtroopers. You can also use the iron module to open doors and power relays. If you utilize smoke, like from smoke grenades or a smoke barrel, enemies will lose sight of you, enabling you to do stealth takedowns or sneak past them, even in combat. You can whistle with the right D-pad to separate enemies from their patrol.
Glad Kira's in charge now. What?
Yet another way to complete missions without raising a sound. Because unlike most Star Wars games, you can't really take many hits. A few shots will kill you and your health bar doesn't fully regenerate outside of combat. It only regenerates up to the current pip. So you'll need to use a limited back to vials in order to heal. I mentioned before that you can overload droids, so when one is in the middle of the pack, unleash your Iron Blast. When the droid detonates, everyone around will take damage and be stunned, letting you dispatch large groups of enemies easily. In your satchel, which you can access by holding left on the D-pad, you can use items. We see the smoke grenade, which can be used like the smoke barrel we saw before to obscure K. We can use electro binoculars to see targets at a distance and mark them. We can also use the holo tracker to see enemies through walls and objects. Grenades do what you expect, explode. However, you can lob them while remaining in cover, which is a good thing because if you step out of cover, you're probably getting shot.
Figure it out.
It seems every environment has different things Nix can do to interact with it. In this case, you can drop an object on a guard's head. You'll now be scanning around each area just to see how much you can interact with it. Before we saw that helping out a pike raised our reputation, but here's another example. You have a chance to either finish the job, which raises reputation with the Hutts, or double cross them and gain reputation with the Crimson Dawn. Almost half a pip when you compare both choices. No doubt choosing to take a reputation hit will yield better rewards or an easier mission, but high rep means better items at affiliated stores, access to their territory, and better missions. Get too low on a cartel's reputation and they'll send their hit squads after you in the open world. We've seen what happens when you're wanted in space, but if you get a high 1 meter on the ground, you'll be attacked by stormtroopers. High enough and you'll start being assaulted by death troopers, ATSTs, and even TIE fighters strafing you.
Hang on.
So that's everything. What do you think? Interested or not? Let me know below. No matter how you feel about games, I'll keep bringing you that information, so for everything RPG, you're in the right place. Ciao friends.